from Tucson, Arizona, village of the spring at the foot of the Black Mountain. This is In Broken English with Grísel Wilson. And now, your host, Grísel Wilson.
Wow! Thank you guys. The salt peppers, everybody. Thank you for echarle ganas a In Broken English with me, you guys. Thank you. Wow. This is exciting. Our first show.
Woo.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. Are you guys?
Of course.
Happier than myself, I think, is my family. Yep. I didn't stop talking about the show during the whole summer. Now, when I'm done tonight, my grandkids can go back to their devices, my husband to his Netflix shows, and my mom to her queridas telenovelas.
Mundo Rosa Salvaje, El Pecado de Yuki.
Right, those.
Quinceañera.
Oh,
right?
you remember that?
Yo no sé.
There you go, exactly. She will be happy watching that one again. Talking about foreign TV shows in a different language, why is it that when I'm making a specific joke in Spanish to my family, most likely they all will laugh, but when I make the same joke in English to a guy in a white hood, oh wow, I gotta run for my life. Speaking of children playing dressing up,
Ooh, okay.
I had a conversation with my little grandson before I came to the show. He's a funny little guy, smart, witty, and fast thinker for jokes. I said, Diego, I'll be in the studio today, and I will show the audience the naked truth.
Oh, wow, okay.
You know how that goes. He looked at me in the eye and said, oh no, Grammy, I don't even want to see you in your swimsuit. I said, what? Wait, why? Is it that bad? He said, do you want the naked truth?
Wow.
Point taken. This is me now. Wow, getting old is very hard. Everything starts falling apart, especially our brain, right? Mm-hmm. So our show is in a heavy accented English, you know, because of me. But I had some Spanish in it, so a person told me, have it in one language only, because it will confuse people. So I looked at the person and thought to myself, ¿de qué estamos hablando? See?
We're all getting there, you know?
I know. I've been told that smoking pot should help me to focus more. Yeah. But knowing myself and my eating habits, I will be on a first-name basis with the pizza guy before I can get any work done. We have an important topic tonight. Our guest will be no one, just all me. Stick around.
El ritmo, ay, el ritmo lo traigo yo. El ritmo.
Wow, you guys are great.
Thank you.
Everything is perfect today. Even the chair. Look at this. Thank you. Especially to our producer and director, Richard Goldstein, for making an effort to get only the best for us. He deserves it. ¿Saben que sin un buen equipo de producción nada es posible? So let me thank Southern Arizona Video Productions for allowing us to film our first show in their studios.
Nice.
Thank you. And now, como dijo un amigo mexicano, a lo que te truje chencha. There are serious issues that we need to talk about them in a serious way, right?
That's right.
Well, that's not the case of our show. We'll talk about serious issues in a not so serious way. ¿Me explico?
Uh-huh.
So, my first show is dedicated to something serious, such as vegetales, frutas, y legumbres.
Wait, what?
Produce. That's right. Those delicious veggies that we were forced to eat when we were little. Remember?
I remember.
The same ones that our mom or our grandma used to play the, game of the airplane to make us eat. They should make us laugh. ¡Qué locura! The same ones that, when nobody was looking, we fed our dog. Remember? Come on, Neron. Give it to them. That dog wound up being healthier than us. Yep. Those vegetables, frutas y legumbres, that are extremely essential to our bodies, like tomatoes, broccoli, black beans, I love them, cucumbers, bananas, watermelons.
What? Wait, what's going on?
¿Watermelons? ¿Watermelons? Oh, con razón me gusta tanto esa fruta.
Where are you from?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Yeah, see?
No.
Anywho, behind those delicious and essential items, there is a sad story. Tons of produce are being wasted every day. Waste of produce is really bad. En nosotros, en los Estados Unidos, no somos los únicos en cometer este delito. Around the world, produce and other foods are being, they're being wasted in huge proportions.
No, wait. It's huge. So sad.
Yeah, that's right. While these foods are being wasted in big proportions, millions of people have no access to them for many reasons, whether they lack money to purchase them, they are not harvested in their areas, or cultures that have switched to junk food for mere convenience, among many others, of course. Now, because I'm making this show in southern Arizona, let's concentrate in talking about this specific area. Should we?
Yes.
Arizona does not produce enough vegetables and fruits to cover the necessities of its population. How do I know this? First, I Google it, and you can always believe the interwebs, right?
Interwebs, Mom? Really?
Yes, son, interwebs, I'm old. And second, because I'm a mom, and we moms know it all, and if we don't know it, we make it up, right? Yeah, that's right. Arizona is big in production of cotton, cattle, hay.
Hey.
No hay, lo que come el ganado.
You mean heno?
That's right, heno. Thank you, Manny. Thank you so much. But in Yuma, which is in the southwest part of Arizona, 95% of the winter crops of lettuce used in the United States and Canada are grown there. So if you're related to a rabbit and your dietary regimen is lettuce only, Yuma is the place to be. But we do grow some kinds of produce, but not enough to cover the ever-changing palate of our people.
Wait. Did you say palate?
P-A-L-A-T-E?
Oh, you mean palate?
Yeah, okay, palate. So, where does the produce we consume come from? Right? Bueno, some come from Florida and others come from California, where there are more growers and there is enough water, right?
Yeah, right, okay.
California is taking a big chunk of our water from the Colorado River, and focus, Grisel, focus, Grisel. Now, the most significant part of our produce comes from, be damned, Mexico. Yeah, you're right. And they say that we don't need anything from Mexico. Oh, and then we devour their produce. Isn't that convenient? Every day, refrigerator trailers cross the border to supply supermarkets all over our state. Those vegetables have to be used within a margin of time or they will have to be discarded, right?
Right.
But somehow the problem lies on the standards imposed by the FDA. By the way, FDA means Food and Drug Administration.
Hey, drugs.
No, not that kind of drugs. Esa es la DEA. La DEA.
Okay.
FDA is the federal agency in charge of, among many other responsibilities, to protect the public health by assuring the safety of our nation's food supply. Did I get it right from the internet?
You got it right.
Right. Some people might argue that we don't need the FDA. But just try to live in a place with no regulations on food, and you'll see how soon you'll be conducting business from the comfort of your toilet. Well, this agency and supermarkets have established standards that are very important to them. Two of the most important standards are beauty and longevity. flavor didn't even make it to the list. The fruits and vegetables have to be pleasant to the consumer's eye, and they have to be, they have to last enough time until they get picked up by the consumer.
Beautiful and plump.
Huh, so that's what my grandson was referring to. Why are we so worried about beauty and longevity in this country?
Yeah, says the woman that can't sleep at night thinking of the wrinkles she's gonna get by pressing her face on the pillow.
Anyway, in other words, if I am an ugly vegetable, forget it. I'll never make it to the produce aisle of a supermarket. See, if you're an avid cook, you know perfectly well that the way vegetables look really don't matter. What matters is how they taste, and that can only be achieved over time.
O sea, entre más viejas algunas verduras, más buenas.
Hey, you're right. So if you use a tomato que pareciera que ya vivió su vida al máximo and you make a salsa with it, that salsa will come out screaming. Yeah! Now that's right. So what do you think happens when produce does not fulfill the requirements established by the FDA?
Hello?
Geez, I'm giving enough time to the audience to come up with an answer.
Landfill?
You guys right. A lot of it will end up in a landfill. I have lived in southern Arizona almost 13 years, and it wasn't until recently that I discovered that many organizations that work really hard to fix this problem. Let us take a break, maybe to nibble on a carrot, and we'll be right back with more.
Otra noche más que terminará. ¿Será que no me entiendes o no me sé explicar? Siento tu frialdad y debo admitir, me estorba el amor, me estorba el amor. No me pidas que sea tu amigo, no puedo con esa mentira. Me estorba el amor, me estorba el amor. No puedo mirarte a los ojos y saber que no serás mía. Me estorba el amor.
Welcome back. We're talking about the problem of wasting produce. Jolie Soto is the CEO and president of Borderlands Food Bank. This nonprofit organization has been in the business of salvaging from 30 to 40 million tons of produce every year, in more than 2 decades.
Wow.
I know, they're good. We had the chance to interview her. Let's take a look.
Nonprofit work is very hard because you never know where your next dollar's coming from. We don't have any government funding at all. And so we depend on the kindness of strangers, on our program income. So we're able to continue to rescue this product.
That sounds great. And let me ask you something. The people that works for you, helping you out, are they volunteers?
All my CDL drivers, like that gentleman over there in the maroon shirt,
I
I have 5 staff CDL drivers, and then this lady in the orange shirt, she is my program specialist here in Tucson. Everything that goes on at a host site, and that's what this is called, a host site, are all handled by volunteers. We do have some organic hydroponic plants in Arizona for the summertime that we rescue from, because Mexico stops their usually bringing in their product around this time. And so they're growing again. It'll start up again in September and it starts coming down. So what we really depend on in the summer are the hydroponic plants. There's one in Wilcox and there's one right here in Amado.
And Borderlands has created several programs to help in this matter. One of them is Produce on Wheels Without Waste, or POW for short. ¿Qué me recuerda esto? POW. Pow wow wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay.
Pow wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. Come on! Pow wow wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. Pow wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay.
That's catchy. Borderlands Food Bank receives donations of produce from the distributors of Nogales, Arizona. So from the produce that you rescue from Mexico, what kind of produce is it?
We're talking about an approximate 39 varieties of produce. And so that's what we rescue, we concentrate. And I'm including maybe 8 to 10 types of tomatoes. Like today we're giving out the grape tomato, the tomato on the vine, and the Roma tomato. But it's, you know, every squash you can think of, hard squash, yellow squash, Italian squash. We rescue bell peppers, 39 different varieties.
That's
so
amazing.
That's a lot of product that we are able to bring for the people. You know, Borderlands' main goal is, of course, to feed people nutritiously, and our second goal is food waste. We want people to learn to quit wasting food, to be able to rescue this product and use it instead of, you know, going to the grocery store and buying it right now. But they're developing a taste for it. So let's say I'm giving out eggplant, and most people don't like eggplant, or they've never purchased it because it's not cultural to them, but they're learning to eat it.
They sell it to the general public at a price that I could not believe. Agárrense, mi gente. 60 pounds of produce for $10.
Wow.
$10. Dollars. You know, I'm like mixing up dollars. And you get 60 pounds of different vegetables and fruits depending on the season. You can even invite your neighbors and together pitch in to buy the produce and then share it. Pedro da $2, Ana da 1, Harry da 4, Pancho da 5.
Wait. That's already 12. You said 10.
Is it? Okay, they can buy tortillas with the other two.
Okay.
Or even better, they can donate those extra $2 to the organization. God knows how much they need donations to keep their program going.
Now that is a great idea.
Yep. Recuerden que tienen que ser 60 libras nada más. No me vayan a venir con que, ay, a esta caja le cabe más.
Es lo más barato que lo da, oiga.
Oh my God. It's a win-win situation. No. That sounded like a car commercial. And Post, will you edit that, please?
Sure, I'll do that.
You know, I have always asked myself, how do people come up with these excellent ideas? So I asked Jolie Soto, and this is what she told me about her beginnings with the Borderlands Food Bank.
I lost a job and I had a lot of children to feed. And so I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to continue to do? I've always been in social justice. And so sitting at home crying a lot, and my mother coming over and slapping me like us Mexican mothers do and said, get off that chair and get out there and find yourself another job.
Wow, she was slapped silly by her mom. Well, I have had my share of that, right, Mom?
She went to the bathroom.
Oh, phew, thank God.
And I saw this food bank thing, and I thought, what's a food bank? I had never even heard of food banks. So I went sight unseen, I took the job. And once I got into it, right away I did not like the fact of questioning people about what's your income, where do you live, and of course in Nogales we have a lot of people that aren't there legally, as we do all over the United States. And so I thought, this isn't for me. But with all of the produce that is going to waste, we need to do something. And so I decided, all right, let's concentrate on rescuing fresh produce.
Now, I only see one big problem with the produce not going to the landfills. See, prey birds used to have a grand old time eating those delicious vegetables. Now they're wondering, where are the veggies? No more? Well, I have to stick to meat now.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
¿Qué, Grey Poupon? Ni que la fregada. Pásame el tapatío, güey.
By golly.
Yikes. You know, those are Siegfried and Pancho. Anyways, my grandmother, rest her soul, used to say that the best fruits and vegetables are the ones that you can get ripe hanging from the plant.
That's right. Yep.
So to eat healthier and to prevent waste, many people are taking to the task to grow their own vegetables and fruits according to the soil, elevation, and many other factors of the place they live. This is great. But still there are millions who cannot do the same, and they rely on supermarkets or farm markets to obtain their veggies. These millions most likely will buy more than they will use, just in case. So much of that will end up also in a landfill. The truth is, we need to do our part in solve this problem. If possible, don't buy more than you need. Plan your meals so you can use all the veggies and fruits you have at home. Start a compost bin. That's always helpful. Go to programs like Powwow to purchase your produce and share it if it's too much. In other words, make an effort. It's that simple. We'll be right back.
Baby, don't cry. Don't cry no more.
Welcome back, mi gente. You know that before we make a show, we need to kind of research so we can give the audience all the information needed, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the case with us. You need to get off your behinds and go find more information about this problem and start doing your part to prevent the waste of food. Look up Borderlands Food Bank and find out how to volunteer or where to donate. Besides Borderlands, there are other nonprofits that help communities, with this issue. Look them up.
Go do it, man.
Yeah. Jolie Soto said that she will be happy to guide you on how to start programs like hers in your communities. Just write to her. Send me your opinions and suggestions, and I promise I will read those that are relevant at the beginning of our next show. No me escriban otras cosas que no sean de lo que estamos hablando hoy, por favor. No soy su psiquiatra. ¿Me entendieron?
Ay, señorita Grisel, señorita Wilson,
No
help
way.
me.
Yeah. And when I tell you to give me your suggestions, don't dare to suggest me to stop doing this show. That won't fly with me. Thank you to my friends from Maya Palace, to Advision Outdoor, to the multi-talented Lex Cargo in Antigua, Guatemala, to Jesse Jackson for this wonderful Tucson Skyline background photo, and to the many people who help us make this show possible. Visit us at Facebook at In Broken English with Grísel Wilson and tweet me at Mrs. Grísel Wilson. Live your life respecting others so you can get the respect you deserve. The salt peppers, everybody.
Tirado en mi cuarto, con el alma hecha a pedazos, llorando y suplicando que regreses junto a mí. Yo sé que fue mi culpa el hacerte tanto daño. No puedo acostumbrarme a una vida ya sin ti. Jamás pensé perder tu amor. Si te tuve en mis brazos, te amé con locura y perdí la razón. Y hoy te vas y con tu adiós, tú te llevas mi fe, mi esperanza, mi amor y toda mi ilusión.